Good morning, everybody. I'm Adele Krach and I'm from Food Focus. And it is yet again a pleasure for us to host Intertek today to have the third and last webinar where they are wanting to make sure that you guys register to attend their symposium that they are hosting on the 15th of September. The symposium, called Risk and Compliance, will be held at the Premier Hotel OR Tambo on the 15th of September. Now, as you know, we've already had 2 other sessions, and we are hoping with these sessions that we get you excited to make sure that you register to attend this symposium. If you've missed the previous webinars, like I said, there was already 2 of them. There was the one on food fraud and corrective action and traceability, and there was also one on sustainability. These recordings are available on our website, www.foodfocus.co.za, so it is possible for you to go and watch them again. However, what we would love you to do, and you need to make sure that you do it as soon as possible because seats are filling up, is for you to register to go and attend this awesome symposium that Intertek is hosting. I'm quickly just going to let you know what you're going to miss if you don't register. As you can see, here's the program for the day. The topics that they are looking at is risk management, operating a small business in challenging economy. And today, Steyn Rossouw is going to speak about this, and he is our speaker. So I'm really looking forward to introducing him to you just now. Then the food fraud session is going to be there. There's going to be the role of leadership in risk and compliance. There's mitigating the risk of ethical compliance, sustainability, your journey, and assurance in hospitality. So you can see that there is some awesome topics that's going to be looked at during the symposium, and we would really like you to make sure that you register. And for everybody that have attended the webinars up to date, Chantal from Intertek will definitely be in contact with you either via an email or a phone call, because there's a surprise for you. Because you've attended the webinars, you are going to qualify for a discount. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be, but definitely have a look out for this and then make sure that you register to attend. Now, the website where you can register is www.intertek.foodfocus.co.za. So please make sure to go and register for the event. So today's topic and the last teaser to entice you to make sure that you register and do not miss out is identifying the major risks in small businesses. And the person that's going to speak to you today about this is Steyn Rossouw. Now, the presentation today is just a small teaser, like I said. It's not his full presentation, but he will definitely give you a very good idea what you're going to miss if you do not attend the symposium. So Steyn has been inspiring and training people for more than 25 years. He has had the privilege of speaking all over the world to small groups and large audiences, from small companies to multi-million-dollar companies, as well as young people just starting companies. So Rossouw has helped companies such as Ziegler Foundation, ABSA Bank, Old Mutual Insure, Sanlam. So you can see it's very big corporate companies, but I'm sure that his passion. And Steyn, it would be awesome if you can put on your camera so that the people can see you. And we are really looking forward to your presentation and what you are going to share with us today. Thank you so much, Steyn, for being with us and for presenting. I really do appreciate that.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to share some ideas in business with you and to focus on the risks in business. Now, many years ago, when I started out in business, I adopted this quote that simply said from Zig Ziglar that you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. And I think that's most probably what business is about. No matter what type of business you're in essence, you are helping other people get what they want. And the better you get at that, the better your business performs. I want to start this morning session with a question, and the question is, do you even remember why you went into business for yourself? You know, sometimes we, as entrepreneurs, we get excited. We start a new business and we're excited about starting a new business, but pretty soon the hustle and bustle cause us to forget why we went into business for ourselves in the first time. Now, the secret that has changed everything is that the one and only reason your business exists, one and only reason your business exists as a small business owner is to be a vehicle to help you achieve your life goals. That's what your business is about. It's a vehicle to help you achieve your life goals. Nothing more and literally nothing less. Now, there's two questions of this. Is small business risky business? And if so, what are the risks in small business? Now, what I have found over many, many years coaching many businesses across the world is that every single business has some risk attached to it. And I want to share with you this morning the 6 biggest business risks that any business face in today's world. We're going to look at financial risk, your strategic risk, reputational risk, your liability risk, business interruption risk, and your security risk. Those are the 6 major areas of risk in any small business. Now, if we start off with our financial risk, is most often your biggest risk in business is a money risk. Many entrepreneurs, many small businesses, when they start out, use their life savings to start this business. Sometimes we enter into significant amounts of loans to start the business. We have a lack of skill to manage our cash flow. Sometimes the economic conditions that we live in and the times we live in, we've just come through a very crazy time with COVID that hampered our financial growth and our economical growth. So sometimes economic conditions pose a risk to our business. And the key to this risk in your business is what I call a KFP, a known financial position. You have to know what the numbers in your business look like. You know, so what is your financial plan? How are you going to manage your cash flow? Now, often with entrepreneurs, what we find is that we in positive in the extreme sense, we start building a cash flow model and we're very lenient in our cash flow model instead of being strict. And we want to create a world that only speaks good, because we need that cash flow model to borrow money from the banks or financial institutions. So often we make it look better than what the reality really is. Now, the key in business to manage financial risk, and on the 15th of September, we'll talk more about how to mitigate the risk. But the key about finances in your business is to know what your financial position is like. Now, what happens if the numbers suck? Because sometimes we know what our numbers are like, but the profits are down, we're not making money, the numbers just simply suck. It's very important to know that if the numbers suck, you have to up your sales, up your income, manage your cash flow better. And that's why financial risk is often the biggest risk. Not having enough money to pull us through the next couple of months, not having enough money to pay our staff and bringing on extra stress onto ourselves because we don't know whether we're going to have enough sales so we can pay our staff, pay our rent, pay the expenses we have in business. Now, all of that can be managed and controlled by simply understanding your numbers, by understanding your marketplace, and by creating a good, proper cash flow model. And the golden rule in any business for finances is to keep your overheads down and your income up. That's one of the biggest risks we are facing in small business. The second big risk we face in small business is what we call a strategic risk. it's often hard to know what steps to take. You know, when a business starts out, or in many small businesses, there's no formalized decision-making processes. Now, one of the keys in business is to have proper processes, but when you run a small business or you just start up a small business, often there's no formalized decision-making processes. There's no ideal structure. We haven't really figured out our target market yet. You know, what does our ideal client look like? What is the type of business we want to attract? You can't be everything to everyone. We have to decide, what are we going after? We have to decide, what does our ideal client look like? What is our unique offering we're going to put into that marketplace to attract those clients? And then often we come short on sales and marketing strategy. Now, marketing is what we do to bring people to our business. Sales is what we do to convert those people we brought to the business into paying customers. And preferably what we want to do is, once we have brought them to the business, convert them into paying customers, we want to keep them in that business so that they can buy from us again and again and again. Often small business doesn't have a production strategy. You might be in a type of business that produce your own goods. Other businesses rely on other people to produce their goods. Now, the moment you don't control the processes, you don't control things in your business, and you rely on other people to control it, that in itself poses a risk to your small business. So it's quite important to have the right strategy for production, and to be attuned to the shifting in external environment. You know, you set up a business and you create this unique selling point, and you figure out a fantastic offer to your ideal client, and as soon as you launch this into the market, some other guy checks it out and go, wow, I like this, and I think I can do this better. And then they set up a similar business to yours, try and make it better, try and attract the same type of customers. And if you're not attuned to how the market is shifting and how the external environment is shifting, you might wake up one morning and find that someone is doing the business that you intended to do in a better way. Now, I have this discussion with people often across the world, and people, you know, how do I protect my IP? How do I protect my risk in business? And I often say to people, you know, you can take out as many contracts as you like, and you're going to be boggled down with fighting contracts and trying to keep people off your doorstep. What you ought to do is have such a great, unique offering and be first in the markets and be hard in, you know, and strong into the market, so that people would rather come to you than what they come to the new guy that's trying to imitate your business, that's trying to do the same thing. So I'm sure by now you can see how important it is to understand your marketplace, your target market, your ideal client, and to have a proper structure and a formalized decision-making process, so that we can control the strategic risk in the business. Any small business will face this risk. Now, I think one of the biggest risks, and most probably the one that's often overlooked, is reputational risk. In my opinion, reputational risk is the single most important asset in your business, is your reputation. You and your business have one name and one name only. If you break your name, and you get known for poor service, you get known for not delivering, you get known for doing funny business, or not having good quality in your business, that is the single biggest thing, other than money, that will harm your business to such an extent that you will most probably go out of business. So how do we manage our reputational risk? How do we use social media to create a good reputational risk, that people can see who we are, what we do, what care we take in our business? Now, here's the thing that I've learned over the years. And I remember my mentor, Zig Ziglar, said to me many years ago, when I started out in inspiring people in business, he said, Steyn, you know, people don't care how much you know. They don't care. You can have 7 degrees. You can be the best business coach in the world. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care for them. That's when it starts mattering. And that's what reputation does for you. When people see that you care for them, the product and service you provide is provided in such a way that it shows that you care for them. So does your company have a social media policy? Now you can imagine if you don't, and some of your staff post things on social media that are not so good for business, that harm and damage your reputational risk. So what you want to create for business is to have a squeaky clean reputation. A reputation that you know what you're doing, a reputation that you have policies and control in place, that you're not going to do funny business. People want to know they deal with a company that won't let them down. And they really don't care how much you know. You might be the top dog in your industry. They will only start caring how much you know when they know how much you care for them. So let's manage the reputational risk. Let's not post rubbish on social media. You know that social media is such a powerful platform that often we overlook the power of the platform and we post rubbish on that media. We don't feel happy with a transaction or with a specific client or customer, or even in our personal lives, and the first thing people do is they lash out on social media. Now, doing those kind of things, although it might give you instant gratification in the moment where you wash your dirty laundry on social media, it really does damage your reputation in the business and in the industry that you operate in. You want a squeaky clean image. That's what you want. You want to make sure that people can trust you. Well, people will only do business with people they like, know, and trust. Those are the three things that people need or want for you to do business with them. They need to like you, they need to know you, and they need to trust you. And reputation creates those three things. Trust comes from honesty. That's where it comes from. And it's only in the relentless pursuit of honesty that we are afforded the byproduct of that called integrity. Integrity is paramount in your business, and managing your reputational risk is equally important. Let's look at the liability risk. Now, many small businesses have a large vulnerability when it comes to liability risks. There's simple a lack of resources in small business. You can have people getting injured at your premises, and automatically when they get injured at your premises and you were exposed to costly lawsuits and maybe failures to meet your contractual liabilities and obligations, that creates a major liability risk in your business. And it's often overlooked. Our business is vulnerable. Remember, you start out as a small business. You took your life savings and you chucked it in your business to start. All of a sudden, something goes wrong and someone sues you for a large amount of money. Now you have to defend that lawsuit. That's going to cost a lot of money. And in the event that the suit is awarded against you, it's going to cost even more money to pay for that. So that leaves your business extremely vulnerable, because most small businesses do not have millions and millions and millions of rands sitting in a bank account somewhere waiting to be used to pay for lawsuits or to pay for injuries that people have suffered at my premises, or for paying when I sometimes miss my contractual obligations. So taking good care of liability risk is most probably one of the easiest things to address. And we're going to spend some time in the conference coming up 15 September to share with you some ideas how to manage and mitigate these risks in business. But if you're not aware of them, and this is what we do as entrepreneurs, often we're not aware for the main reason. We see this big marketing picture. We're selling stuff. We're not paying close attention to the stuff that can harm our business. We're not paying as close attention to the risk of people getting injured, or the risk posing our business of someone's car getting damaged at my premises. And so, because that's not part of selling, it's not part of creating business, it's not part of making us money. And for most entrepreneurs, we're there to make money. We're there to bring people to our business, to sell stuff to them so that we can make money. Remember, the one and only reason why you're in business is for a vehicle to achieve your life goals. That means your focus is not on your liability risk. And often the focus is not on risk in business. So start, have an idea what poses a risk to your business. And then one of the large things that hurt business, and we often see this, especially in South Africa, is a business interruption risk. You know, your business can be interrupted at any given time. Was it June, July last year, we saw looting taking place in KZN. That is a typical example of a business interruption. Now, your business might have sat in Durban and not necessarily been looted, but because there's looting and things taking place, customers can't get to your business. And when customers can't get to your business is interrupted. We've just recently seen some floods that exceeded, I think, the last 100 years of flood levels in KZN. Automatically, when that flood happens, and we're busy just saving people's lives, that interrupts your business. You might buy paper from one company that allows you to do business, and because they have been hammered by the flood, they can no longer supply you your paper. That interrupts your business automatically, and it's not even something that you've done. So when business can be interrupted at any given time, it can be caused by natural disaster, it can be caused by man-made disaster. We've experienced all of these things for many, many years in South Africa. Your neighbor's factory can burn down, and as a result, the roads are closed off, hampering people to get to your business. And for many small businesses, I think the key in many small businesses is there's a lack of business continuity. You know, you have to think about what happens if this business burns down. First is this tangible loss, the building is burned down. Second, your people can't come to work. Thirdly, people might have been injured or have died in this event. And in such an instance, that puts an extra pressure on your business, because you might be in a position to go and rent another premises and get back into business. But if people have been severely injured and people died in the event, you know, your staff is not going to be back next day to business. It's going to cause your business to go into a standstill. Now, there are ways to mitigate this kind of risk, but we often overlook it because we're not focused on the risks in our business. We're not so much focused in thinking, you know, what can go wrong. And in a business, that's the most important question we can ask. What can possibly go wrong? You know, this business burns down. What can possibly happen? You know, what is my continuation plan? Can I get a separate premises to rent? Do I need to put computers and desks down? It's one thing to go and buy one desk, but if you all of a sudden need 30 desks because your building has burned down to the ground, you know, where am I going to go look to find that furniture, to find that equipment? How long is it going to take to find the equipment to put it back in business? So the question is, if something that bad happens to my business, how long will it take me to get back into business? And when I start understanding that, I can actually put a plan into place to say, yeah, here's my business continuity plan. Here's what we will do in the event something happens. Now, it's far better to be prepared for something like that to happen and never need it than what it would be to not be prepared and then you need it. Business interruption risk annually cause a massive big problem for businesses in South Africa. These things happen on a regular basis, and more often than not, people are not prepared for them because we have an attitude of it won't happen to me. It's not my kind of business. It's not exposed to that. And the other thing is that we don't really think about it. You know, we are too busy thinking about where and how we can make money. And I'm not suggesting that it's wrong to think where and how we can make money. You should be doing that. But we should spend some time to say, what risks is facing my business? What risks am I looking at? What can harm my business? Now, in today's lives, the last one on the list for risk and business security risk, first and foremost is cyber risk. We have in recent spate, I think this year alone, we have seen some major corporations come under cyber risk attacks. Banks and investment companies have lost their data to hackers and criminals who want to grab hold of your data and threaten you into paying them large amounts of money. Now, to manage cyber risk is going to take, you know, most of the time take some clever software, and most of the time it's quite expensive. The other concerns you have in your business, especially if you have a retail type of business, is what are the other security concerns? You know, how safe is it for the physical people that work at my business? You know, is it safe? Is the environment that I've created safe for them? So if I'm manufacturing stuff, how clean is my premises? Do my people wear protective clothing? Because first and foremost, remember, in business, the most precious commodity in your business is your people. You have to look after your people first, and the safety of the people ought to always come first. And then secondly, you have customers. You have to look after the safety of your customers. And I think that is the big thing in business. So you have to be aware of what security concerns there are for your small business. You know, am I on a retail shop on the street? What happens if I'm a type of business that deals in cash and someone wants to come in and take my cash? You know, have I fitted cameras to my business? Do I have a panic button that I can reach without being seen? That's the type of things we have to think about when we look at security risk. But first and foremost, guys, cybersecurity is most probably the single largest threat to businesses today. You know, there are a lot of people out there that want to grab hold of your data and then literally send you a message to say, we got your data. If you want it back, pay us a couple of million rand. And if you don't pay it back, you don't get it back. You know, so do you back up your stuff regularly? Do you back up in such a way that you can find it again? What happens if someone does break through and you know, cyber attack you and does get hold of your data? Can you switch off, tell them to take a hike, reinstate your data, and continue with your business? So look at your security at your business, look at your cyber risk at your business, and look at how to find the best solution to mitigate that risk. Now, we're going to share with you in the upcoming event on the 15th of September. We are excited to share more with you in regarding this. And what I will share with you in this event is a couple of nice, easy ways to mitigate risk in business, understanding it better. And then I would like to share with you the 5 secrets of an extraordinary business. Because you went into business to fulfill your life dreams. You went into business to make money. You went into business to be in business for a long time. And part of what we'd like to do is equip you with knowledge so that you can achieve just that. I thank you so much for allowing me this morning to just share a couple of short ideas with you. And I'm looking forward to speak to you again at the live event on the 15th of September. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you so much, Steyn. I really appreciate that and your time once again. And I must say, I'm actually getting very excited for this symposium because for me, the awesome part is that Intertek is literally with this symposium providing new upcoming people in industry and also companies that's been in industry for long, so much information in the sense of you know, there's the meeting rooms that they can book with having a one-on-one conversation with people in terms of the different type of audits. They're going to have your presentation giving them more information on the mitigation, you know, how to mitigate risks. So I really think that it is a symposium not to miss out on. On the audience side, I can't see any questions coming in. Is there anybody that can think of a question that they would like to ask Steyn? We're going to give it a few minutes, and in those few minutes, Steyn, I can just tell you that you know, looking at those 6 risks that you spoke about, the financial, I like the acronym where you said know your financial position. That was something that I do think some people sometimes don't really understand. So that was interesting. Your strategic risk, the reputational risk. And I think for people within the food industry or any industry where they are offering a service, that's a very big one. Because like you said, you know, you're sitting in a restaurant and you're eating something and you see something that you're not happy with and you immediately post it on social media. and you know, then that's how you can get harm for your company. Then the liability risk, definitely, and business interruption risk. That's also one that I think more and more, you know, water shortages, if the power is off, if your systems can't run, if you don't have backups, all those type of things. And then, yes, the security one. I like what you said in terms of, you know, if someone say, okay, you must pay $1 million or whatever to get the data back, but do you think that they will give you your data back?
Well, most of the time, what we have found is that when ransomware attacks you and people pose a ransom for your data, what they'll do is they'll, you know, give me this amount of money and I give you this block of data back. And then as soon as they're given the data back, they go, well, you've now seen we give data back. We now want this amount of money, so I want a larger amount of money. So I give you a larger chunk of your business back. Remember, these guys are ruthless, and they want to make as much money as possible out of you with the threat of bringing your business to a standstill at the end. And having such a cyber attack also pose the risk of reputation to your business, because now people sit back and go, well, your stuff is not safe. You know, why should I give my details to you if you can't keep it safe? And that's what we experienced with the recent attacks on, what was it, Absa Bank suffered an attack, Liberty Life suffered an attack like that. There was the, try and remember now, the big one this year where some of these databases literally keep millions of records. And yes, people go, well, you know, TransUnion is the one I'm thinking about. TransUnion most probably has the most data of everyone, of personal, you know, people's data. People look at TransUnion and go, guys, you know, how safe is my stuff with you? So, yeah, you know, you want everything about me and have it on your computer, but how safe is it?
Absolutely.
It's a big reputational risk.
Yeah, and I think, you know, when it comes to food businesses, it's not always necessarily that it will be, you know, the personal data, but it can be a recipe. It can be hacking a piece of equipment that's doing something on the floor in terms of, you know, something that's adding in a certain amount of preservatives or whatever in your recipe, and they hack that and they make it more or less to have an impact on the quality and the safety of your product. And like you say, these people, you know, they want to make money, so they will get very creative ways of trying to get into the business. It seems like we've most probably got a question. Let me just see you. The question is there a link or connection between the study of hospitality and food technology? I'm not too sure. Does the question, do you feel that the question is set in such a way that it makes sense to you?
Just repeat the question for me again, please.
Is there a link or connection between the study of hospitality and food science and technology?
Yeah, I think if you're in the food industry, you need both of those things, you know. So, you know, on the food side and technology side, you're gonna need a connection or interlink between those two things in the food business. I mean, if the study of hospitality is, you know, what is our industry, the hospitality industry look like? You know, what are the opportunities and on the flip side of the coin, the risks in that in the hospitality, you know, what does it make up of? Hospitality industry, because that to me is the study of the hospitality industry. You know, what does it look like? What makes it work? What will harm it? Is on the one side. On the other side, when it looks at food technology, that plays a role in how the hospitality industry operates. You know, so if I have poor controls on that side, I'm going to deliver poor product. Delivering poor product in the food industry per se, you know, first thing that pops into my mind is, you know, people can get food poisoning. People can, you know, get severely injured or even die as a result of that. So I think it's a very important thing, and the more connected it is, the better understanding one has about, you know, all the aspects, the better it will equip you in your business to deliver the service that you should on a safe way and basis. I think safety is the first thing that needs to happen when you work with food. You're working with people. You know, safety for people that prepare it or grow it or produce it, and then safety for the people that's going to use it.
Yes.
Everyone uses it. It's not the very secluded group of people using. Everyone uses. The whole population, you know, it's a food industry. Everyone's going to use food. So it's critical that that we create a safe environment. And in order to do so, you know, if you have a better understanding, it better equips you to create that safe environment. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, Steyn, something that I also like what you said is putting people first. And I think in terms of, you know, the symposium, once again, to allow people to attend the symposium will give them the further tools and understanding of why certain things need to happen and why they need to do things. And I also feel this symposium will be awesome for people that started up as new people, you know, a new person within the industry. We often get asked, you know, where do I go? How do I do it? You know, what certification must I go for? What order do I need to get, and all of that? And I think I just want to carry on to the program again. All these topics in this program are aspects that can help people to make sure that they tick all their boxes in terms of focusing on the right things within their business. So, guys, definitely, like I've said, make sure that if you have not registered as yet, that you do go to www.intertek.foodfocus.co.za to make sure that you register to attend this symposium. I also mentioned and said that there's going to be the opportunity to book a time slot in one of the VIP breakaway rooms where you will be able to speak to a FSA auditor. There will be someone speaking about corporate social responsibility and then the business risk. Like I also said, Chantal will definitely be in contact with you, or you can contact her directly. And what Chantal has also told me is that there's a special offer, a 10% discount for groups of 10 or more people that register. So there you can see the link to register for this event. Steyn, thank you so much for sharing with us your amazing experiences. And I really would look forward to attending the event to hear, you know, what mitigating strategies you've got for all the different risks that you've mentioned. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I might just add for the guys on the call, guys, you know, that personally I attend literally and internationally attend a lot of seminars every year. And the reason for that being is that's where you get the inside story. You know, this is where you learn the most. And often people look at seminars and, you know, I want to, should I not go? If you have an opportunity to attend an event like that, you know, just attend the event. Because nowhere else will you find as much information in one place as what you do on these kind of events and seminars. You know, this is how you learn. This is where you get the inside track and important stuff that is important to your business. They'll make your business. There's two roads in business always. You know, you can try and figure this out on your own, and I'm sure we're all clever people, and you can do that, or you can speak to people that really, you know, they've already figured it out and make your road a lot smoother. So attending events like this will make your road a lot smoother. It gives you the opportunity to speak to experts in your industry, to get some insights into business and how, you know, how to run business properly and how to be successful in business. And that's what you can expect to take away. And it's always worth more than the investment that you have to make to attend. I've not in the last 30 years of doing what I'm doing, once attended an event and walked away and go, man, I don't know why I attended this event. There's always something there. There's always something to learn. There's always someone who's figured out something different in business that you can learn from. It's the fastest, easiest way to learn and to equip your business to be in a better position. And I really do thank you for the opportunity. It's always, you know, pleasurable to me. I love doing this. I love sharing people. I love creating businesses, help people grow their businesses and create better businesses for everyone. And I really appreciate the opportunity. It was absolutely fantastic to speak to you. And I'll thank you very much for hosting. And I'm looking forward to the 15th of September meeting. Looking forward to meet all of you in person. You know, we haven't had in-person events for a long time. It's fantastic that we can have an in-person event where we can meet people, actually, you know, have discussions and make business better. Make the industry.
No, definitely, Steyn. Yes, I see that someone has asked the question if it's going to be online or a hybrid event. No, this is an in-person event. So you will only be able to have part in the symposium by physically attending. This webinar, however, is being recorded and will be posted on the webinar. But I think the excitement, Steyn, that you had in terms of helping people, that's also our platform. And I can surely tell you, by looking at the program that Intertek is going to host on that symposium, you can actually invest in someone. If you are aware of someone that's starting up a business, or you're aware of a person that would like to start a business within the food industry, this is the symposium not to be missed for that person, because they're going to look at all the things that you need to make sure that you can start your business, what audits, what certifications to go for, on the different aspects of food safety, social responsibility, and other risks. So with that, I leave you. And like Steyn said, the people in your business is your most important component that you've got in your business. So spend some money on them and let them attend this event. I want to wish you a very happy Tuesday afternoon. And yeah, until the next time, have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye now.